Hi everybody, how you doing today? Carrie here with Carrie's Musings. Just come on, chat a little bit, talk a little bit, get to know everybody. Hopefully you get to know me a little more and see what's going on around us. Let me check to see if I'm on, where I'm on. You might get a little noise, so
I know there's some of you.
sorry about that. Oh, too many steps to get into Twitch. Oh, there I am. Oh, too many steps to get into Twitch. Oh, there I am. Aha, echo. Echo. Looks like we're good to go. I had a hard time getting on Twitch on Prism. I'm using StreamYard now. But if you'd like to join me, I will pin the let's see, how do I do this? Pin it on the comments. Oops. Oops. Isn't that it? There we go. I had to remember my Mac. So if you're on here, come on here. Come on and join me. We'll have a little panel, talk about everything, talk about the weather, whatever. I'm here in beautiful, sunny Florida. I don't know the temperature outside, but let me check it here. I'm sitting on my front porch, watching a few cars that come by here. Oh, 82 degrees. Beautiful. I know most of you are in the cold weather, but it's nice. It's nice. Both of them. Both of them. Well, if you see me chewing like I'm chewing gum, I have OCPD. And when the liquids and stuff come up, I have to, and people with OCD swallow a lot. And it makes it look like you're chewing gum. It might be annoying, so please forgive me. Please forgive me. Like I've always told you, I'm an old country boy, born in West Virginia, raised in Ohio, moved to Florida when I graduated high school, went to college down here. I went to a Bible college, and I love the Lord. I've strayed quite a few years, got back to Him. But all my life, I've always tried to give. Always tried to give, help people do things, give my time. I enjoyed life when I was young, thank goodness. I lost my wife in 2015 of 40 years. We never went to bed mad, never ever separated. We had a good, solid 40 years of marriage. Loved each other to death, called each other honey. Never our given name, always honey. Everybody look, honey? Huh? Oh, okay. Never called, I forgot her name, she forgot mine, I guess. We were always honey to each other. But we traveled. We took the kids much as we could. We traveled, did things, had fun doing things, had a good old life. And I'm glad I did. We made 40 years. She turned 65. and she went to sleep. Sugar dropped, and they couldn't wake her up. Anyway, after that, I lost my parents. My parents, when my dad turned 70, he didn't want to retire. So mom said, "Can y'all come in and stay with us and help us and get your dad to retire?" So we said, "Sure." And for the next 25, almost 30 years, we stayed there and helped. And in the final years, I was there with them and my younger brother, who had a hip transplant, and took care of them. And when we were younger, I took care of my grandmother. Me and my wife, we helped her. Her father had an auto accident in Charlotte. We moved up there, helped him through it. He fractured his pelvic bone and leg and arms and ribs, and we stayed there with him till he got well and stayed in Charlotte a little bit. But all my life, I've helped taking brothers and sisters. I have 8 brothers, 2 sisters, younger than me. I'm the oldest. At times they come in, they'd stay with us. So all my life, I've been helping. Got interested in politics. Worked the polls. And I loved working the polls. I was an oath person. And as I said at Saturday's Freedom Convoy rally, the oath person is probably the most important person at the polls because they check to make sure you're legal to vote, if you're registered to vote in your precinct, what have you, to make sure everything is correct, and give you the oath to give you a provisional ballot. So probably the most important duty. I did become clerk, but for what reason I don't remember. I could not fulfill the clerk duty the year that I was posted on clerk. So I can't say that I actually was a clerk. But folks, we need to watch the polls. We need to get out there, sit and watch what's going on, make sure everything is going straight, and make sure our elections are run properly. Florida has a fantastic system of voting precincts. And the oath person is one of the people to go around and make sure there's no electronics connected at the time of the poll. During the polls, you have to make sure that there's no electronics connected, no internet, make sure everything's done properly. In Florida, you don't connect to the internet until the end of the polls, and then you send your data over to the main office. And here it was Orange County in Orlando, and everything was sent right then. Everybody knew what was going on. We took our tape from our counter, put it on the door to let people know who lost, who won. If anything, to make sure all the ballots were the unused ballots were counted. Made sure everything was locked up securely. And when the pony riders come along to get it, they signed for it, counted it, and went to the main office with it. That's the way it needs to be done in every state. In Florida, you can get an absentee ballot and send it in, and everything that other states have, but they do not send out unsolicited mail-in ballots, which is good. You have to have an ID, as you do everywhere you go, to go vote. And now it's getting more electronic, so they just they can use your photo and everything now, I think. Anyway, I love to help people, and I got interested in helping political, and I watch streamers political. I watch Will Johnson. I watch Faith Based with Will Johnson. I watch a lot of live streamers online. And the TPC started rolling in California, and I've watched it from day one, watching Oreo, Wizzy, First Responder. Watch all the live streamers every day. Sit there and watch as the people went over the bridges, waving their flags, crowding the bridges, flooding them with people all across the country. It was mind blowing, folks. I loved it, every minute of it. And I prepared myself. I was going to go to Washington to see it. Well, turn of events happened. I was in trying to get my parents' house in probate. I lost the case. My main car blew up. I tried to put an engine in it. And the engine that's in the car is not the best engine. So I did a crossover for the same engine, bigger size, what they call 2.3 to a 2.5 liter crossover. Had a guy get it 3/4 done. He left, disappeared. Never saw him again. Never paid him a dime. Can't get a hold of him. Can't contact him. Don't know what happened. Now nobody wants to touch it because somebody else had started it. So I bought another jalopy and got it home, and the water pump went out of it and blew a head gasket. So $1,600 later, get distributor, water pump, radiator. I got a pretty decent jalopy. Not new, it's old. I had a Jeep Renegade that I sold to get out from under the high payments so I can retire, because I'm going to be on just limited income for Social Security. And I'm going to give my life to freedom. My life is going to this country. Everything I do is going to be towards freedom for my kids, my grandkids, my great grandkids, which I have plenty of. Last I counted, I had, with step and all, I had over 35 great grandkids and great grandkids and great grandkids. And some of them I can't get in touch with, so I don't know. I might have more with the step side. Anyway, is anybody on here? Let me know. Comment. Let me know what's going on. But I love doing this. I don't love talking. Kind of slow at talking. But I'll get it. I'll get it. I watch all these live streams, and I keep up what's going on all of them, whether it's opposition or people that's with us. And truthfully, a lot of the opposition is with us. They just don't want to admit it. They just don't want to open their eyes and see the right way, or it might be the wrong way. Who knows? It's up to the person's individual thought of what's going on in our times today. People, we need to get together, band together as one voice, no matter what group you belong to, no matter what you're doing out there. If there's somebody working for freedom, work with them. Lend your voice to them. Help them out. Bring them up. Pump them up. There's all kinds of different things going on now that we cannot cover every individual thing that's going wrong with our government today. We have abortion, we have drag queens, we have schools, we have, you name it, it's out there. We go on day in and day out. My mind can't think but that fast. It thinks pretty fast. But all these problems that we're having, the high gasage, food shortages, truckers, mandates, you name it, on and on and on and on. We need to get our representatives to turn their thoughts around and start representing us again instead of getting up there and trying to represent themselves. That's all that they go in there for now is to represent themselves and pump up their careers. And their careers are not the most important thing when they go if they're going into politics. Their careers should be representing the people like they're supposed to be doing. They're not kings and queens or dukes or duchesses. They don't own territories. They might own businesses and stuff, but that they don't rule the world. They're not supposed to rule the world. We run the government, not our representatives. We tell them what to think. We tell them what to do. But folks, it's gotten away from that. Now they're making laws. They get up. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's stop this. Let's stop that by this. Build $700,000, $800,000 page bills and laws to stop things, to hold things together in a certain position, to get their way of doing everything they want to do, and us, we the people. We need to get back to we the people. If there's a rally coming up in your area, go to it. Fill it up. There's a convoy in your area, try to join it, if all possible. If you're at home and can't get anywhere, go online. Speak out. Talk. Live stream it from home. We don't have enough live streamers. Not at all. If you look on the live streams, you see 100, 200, maybe more. Some of the cases it was higher on one live stream. That's not enough people. We need to have millions of people watching. Millions. And to get millions, we need more live streamers, more talkers, more people online getting the word out. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I pledge to do. I have no followers now, but hopefully it'll come. Just like Jesus started out with 12 men. 12 men. Think about it. 12 men set the world on fire. That's all we need, folks. Saturday's rally here in Florida. We had about a dozen people there. Very good time, very good meeting, good content. Talked about a lot of things. And our protester, a sand crane, squawking, letting his voice be known. It was funny. If you haven't watched the live stream, watch the live stream of the Fruitland Park rally. We had a good time. Next time, hopefully, we'll double it and triple and keep on going. But folks, that's the way we had to do it. We had to get out there. We had to talk it up. We had to get out there, let ourselves be heard, let ourselves be seen, do our thing. Well, I'm going to walk in the house for a second. I'm going to turn you around. You probably see the sky or whatever. Drink a drink from my Universal Studios cup. They get these at the park, and you take it, you buy it, and whenever you get it refilled, they refill it for free. On a hot summer day, it's worth it. And my grandkids have season passes, so they get a lot of them. When they take them and get them filled every time. I can't walk around there anymore. I get too tired out and breathy. It costs too much to rent a scooter, and I don't have a scooter. Not there yet. Not there yet. Anyway, I'll be right back. Take the earbuds out. And I'm back. If I have anybody wants to come on, let me check it here. See, make sure. Yeah, it's linked up there. Uh, I must have closed my YouTube page. Okay, it's linked up there too. All right. Okay, let's talk a little bit more. How many of you remember the Jimmy Carter days? The Jimmy Carter. We had gas lines. And here in Florida, you get gas on odd and even days. Whatever your tag started with, what number, odd or even, that's when you could get gas. We had long gas lines. We had lines that would wrap around the block. It'd take hours to get gasoline. It's all, we haven't got there yet this time, but it's looking that way. It was terrible times, folks. Terrible times. Groceries shot up. Everything shot up. My grandkid said, "How much you pay for candy when you was a kid, Pawpaw?" I said, "Well, 2 or 3 cents would buy you a whole big bag of candy." Back when I was a kid, you could buy 5 pieces for a penny. Candy bar for less than a nickel. It was on sale, even less. And big candy bars, not the puny ones they get now for $2. Everything started shooting up around Nixon and Carter. Nixon froze the prices of everything, and then Carter blew the sky out. But folks, there was people could not get anywhere because they couldn't get gas. And we're heading in the same direction. Instead of making the shortage, they're making the gas go up. But he created a shortage, which killed everything. They're changing their approach, but doing the same thing. Why? To destroy the country. They want to keep the people under their thumb, and they have to make it look like we need them, not they need us. We have to change things around to make them need us, to let them know that they need us, to get them out of control, to put us back in control, put the states back in control. It was never meant for the federal government to run everything, to make laws for the whole country. The laws are supposed to be set in the states, because if a law is set in the state, if you don't like it, you can move to another state. But when the government makes a law like that, everybody has to abide for it, and there's nowhere to go. Then they have us. Lock, stock, and barrel, they have us. And folks, we need to fight against it. It's coming. They're going to own us if we don't stop it. It'll be socialist, Everything will be run by the government, not by the people. There won't be any need to try to get ahead because you won't be able to get ahead because everybody will be equal. When you're equal, you lose interest. You lose interest, you go down. You want to go down? Become a socialist. You want the government to take care of you? Become a socialist. You want to be told what to do? Become a socialist. But if you want to live good, become a freedom patriot. If you want to live free, you want to live happy, if you don't want to be told what to do, if you want smaller government, if you want them to stay out of our business, become a freedom patriot. Get out there and talk. Change this country back around. I've seen it when there was patriotism was everywhere. It was solid. Everybody'd think, no, there ain't no communist or socialist going to take over us. We're patriots. We're free. Guess what, folks? They did it. Little by little, they eroded our school systems. They took Jesus out of everything, out of the schools. They took Jesus out of the Democratic Party. They took God out of the Democratic Party. And guess what? We're headed to socialism, communism. You might as well say communism, because that's where it ends up every time. And if that's what you want, just sit on your duff and do nothing. But if you're mad as heck and don't want to take it anymore, get out and shout it out. Freedom! Freedom! Go to a rally. Join with other people like minds. Let's get busy, folks. Let's quit sitting around and doing nothing. We have the Porsche J6ers sitting in Washington, D.C., in squalor, being mistreated. Because why? They're not covered under our federal law. They're in Washington, D.C., a District of Columbia. There are only two places in the world where they have self-government like that. Number one is the Vatican, run by the Pope, guarded by the Swiss Army, their own government, their own rules, their own sets of laws. Same thing goes for Washington, D.C. Their own government, their own sets of rules, run by their government, a business. Only two places in the world. So legally, these prisoners are not in the United States where they should be. This is a federal crime. They need to be out of D.C., somewhere federal, where they'll be treated properly and given their rights. But right now, they are prisoners of war. There was a lot of flack about using the prisoner of war flag with them. They are prisoners of war. Many of them did nothing on January 6th but walked in, took pictures, looked at things, looked around in awe. Because let me tell you, the Capitol building is awesome. I heard one fellow was arrested for some blanks in some empty shells in his pocket. Almost 600 days or more. These folks have been in prison, not charged, not even told what they did wrong, sitting there losing hope, and we can't get them out of there. We need to talk to the new House of Representatives, get these legislatures to find out why they're still there and what they're going to do to get them out of there. We need to send letters everywhere. Get them out of there. Either charge them or let them go. I'm sure there's a lot of them that did stuff. There was destruction. Not as much as there would have been if it had been another group. The other group probably would have burned it to the ground. Conservatives don't work that way. And they weren't all conservatives. I'm not saying that. They weren't all conservatives, concerned, loyal citizens wanting to make sure our vote counted, wanting to make sure it was voted right, make sure it was counted right. There was enough proof to show that everything wasn't on the up and up. And people wonder, why wasn't it on the up and up? Why isn't there transparency? Why is there lags in video? Why is there cuts here? Why is there cuts there? Video showing one thing and they're saying another happened. Police letting people into the Capitol building, waving them in, but yet they were charged for entering the Capitol building illegally. It's our house, people. They didn't go in illegally. There wasn't help brought in. They say it's false information if you say there wasn't, that they turned it down, but it's not. They turned the help down. President Trump offered more help. He asked for more help. It was turned down by you know who. But yet we're wrong. They're right. They mix videos to make it look like one thing happened when another happened, which is good with videos. Videos don't tell everything. There's things happen when the video is off, and there's things that happen on video. And a lot of it can be misconstrued, mistaken, misleading. But folks, we need to get behind these people and get them out of that gulag. Get them out. I don't understand how our leaders and people, conservatives in Washington, can keep their mouths shut and let them stay in those hard conditions. Because you know, we're shouting it loud and clear, and they hear us, yet they're not doing anything. Well, this is the people we need to move. This is the people we need to get rid of. We need to replace them with somebody that will do it, that will do what we ask. And the only ones who can do it is us. I don't know how. I'm not able enough to persist that things like Arizona don't happen again. It's going to take a lot of people, a lot of time, a lot of talking to get our voting the way it belongs. There should be no unsolicited mail votes sent out, period. If you can't make the vote, ask for an absentee ballot. Then and only then should it be sent out. But this unsolicited bulk mailing of ballots is a recipe for disaster because anybody can get a hold of those votes. They can vote them any way they want, stuff them in a box. They know this. That's why they use them. Because 9 times out of 10, the people that do the dirty work are doing the dirty work. And the people that need the votes, they're voting clean. You get my drift? And that's the way it is. Evil's going to find a way to do it. If you're a good person, you won't do it, never would do it. So you're helpless. All we have is our voices. All we have is telling people what we think, how we think, and strive to change it. So we need to get masses in numbers and shout it out so they can hear us. They need to hear us. They need to listen to us. Well, I was talking about Jimmy Carter back in the days of the I'm wandering a little bit here. I'm talking about the days of the gas shortages. Well, then along come Reagan, and guess what? Things pump back up. Pump back up good. And then we had Clinton, and things kind of floated along. He wasn't quite he wasn't quite a moderate, but he was right there on the moderate level. Thank goodness. And then we had the Bushes, the Bush era. Well, you know what happened then? The Gulf War, Iraq, everything. Well, things stayed stable because war brings stable times. And that's what they knew. That's what they knew. And then we got Obama. Guess what? Gas went almost to $5 a gallon under Obama. They like to pick with the gas. They like to pick with oil because they know that that's where the power comes from, our oil and resources. You control it, you control the world. And he did say he wanted to be king of the world. He wanted to run UN and everything. So this is what I've seen in my years. Then we get Trump. Gas went back down, almost back to the Bush time, but not quite. Jobs got better. More blacks in employment, more Latinos in employment, more women in employment. Things were going. Then, disaster. Shut us down. Shut us down. And of course, Trump got the blame. He didn't handle it right. Yeah, right. A lot of water flowing under the bridge now, folks. Until we are here at the present day. We need to get back to an earlier time, back to where we were, back to the freedoms that we had, get rid of some of these stupid laws that they have, and quit letting corporations and banks and big tech run our country. And they are running our country into the ground. Into the ground. So, folks, get out there. Associate with a group, a freedom group. Associate with people of like minds. Pump them up. You don't have to join just one group. You can join many groups. I've aligned myself with Freedom Florida, the Florida Freedom people, and I aligned myself with the 1776 Restoration Movement. I agree with what they say, what they do in most cases. Some of it I don't, but most of it I do. And I can get into stuff that I don't, but I won't. If you're in a group, and you're out there and you have a problem, somebody says something you don't like, take it up with that individual. Don't take it up with the group. Leave the group out of it. If you're there and you're not good for the group, stay away. Do something from home. Help out in another way. Because people will hold it against the whole group and try to take it down. Because the devil does not want anything that's good. And freedom is good. With freedom, you can't have the devil. Nope. You can't have the devil with freedom. And the devil's out there reigning, influencing, keeping people at odds with each other. If you're at odds with each other, it's no good. So if you have a problem, go with that individual. Talk to that individual privately. Straighten it up. If you can't straighten it up, Stay away from each other, but don't bring it into the whole group situation. Try to help the group. Get them going. Cheer for them. Rally with them. If you're live streaming, help other live streamers. If they have a problem with Prism, help them out. If they have a problem with StreamYard, help them out. If they want to know how to set up, help them out. I'm thinking about starting a Discord with an open mic on my Discord channel of live streamers getting together and helping each other out. So let me put my information down here. I keep forgetting. I'll put my donation thing up. My email page is Proton. Carrie's Musings at proton.me. You can email me there. Carrie's Musings at proton.me. And I don't do this for the money. I'll go broke doing it. If you don't want to help, I don't care. But if you do, there's my Cash App and my Zelle. But I'm going to do this till the day I die. My goal is to find some way, either a cargo trailer set up. And I saw a nice little cargo trailer was set up for one person with sink and stove, refrigerator, $6,800. Right now it's out of my budget, way out of my budget. But I want to travel Florida and go from rally to rally to rally. Excuse me. My COPD is trying to act up again. I want to go from rally to rally to rally. That's my main goal. So I'm saving, working it up, trying to get ready to either that or camp out in my car in a trailer. One of the two. But either way, that's what I plan on until the day I leave this earth. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dedicate my time to my country, to freedom. Get around, helping other people, helping every way I can. Get out there, spread the word. But if you can help me do it, help me. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything. But this is my goal. This is what I'm going to do, whether I go broke or not. I don't care. I've lived my life. I've had fun. I've had a good journey. And I love every one of you. I want to see everybody strive and make it forward. If you have any questions, you can email me. I don't know how quick I'll be at it. I'm here, there, and everywhere. Like I say, I'm online watching, listening, getting ideas, seeing what's going on in the country. Oh, and they let the sports girl go in Russia, traded her for an arms dealer, big times arms dealer for one of our mess ups. Back to Bo Bergdahl. We always waste our trades. If you can't go to a country and live by their rules, don't go. You don't represent us doing stuff like that. So why bother? My opinion. If you're going to go and down the country that you're playing for, don't do it. That's all patriotism, folks. Our athletes used to be patriotic. Wave that flag proud. Proud of America. Proud of what we did. But now it's nothing but a shame game. Shame on America. Shame on this. Putting us down. We don't need people like that representing us, people. If they do something illegal, they have to go by the country's law. Unfortunately for them, just like our criminals here. They had to go by our law. Thank goodness our law is not like other countries. We have a lot of people really in bad shape. We have a good country, folks. We need to keep it. We need to fight for it, stand up for it, do our duty for it, not bad talk it. We need to get out there strong and spread the word. We're not going to take it anymore. And when we have a rally, if there's people protesting, ignore them. Don't talk to them. Don't try to outdo them because you can't. They've got one mind, one track. That's to interfere, to bring you down. Ignore it. Lift your voices up. Let your voice be heard. Don't get in a duel with them. It won't matter. Then you lose. The name calling starts. You get on chat lines. Get on chat lines. Talk about the issues. You can talk about other things, but talk about the issues. Bring up the issues. Help the person online. Help them tell the story. It's easier when people are interjecting, letting you know what they think. It's easier talking for the live streamer to know where your mind is, what you're thinking, if you interject into the subject. We all need help, folks. We all need help. From the top of the groups to the bottom of the groups. The live streamers, they need input. They need to know what you're thinking, how you're thinking, why you're thinking it, so they can give you the information that you want. I can't tell you what you want if you don't let me know. I know what I want. I can let you know what I want personally. But as a person, you as a person, you can let that live streamer know what you're thinking and how you're thinking and what you want to do with your life, what you want to do for our country. We need to all put our voices in there, let it be heard, let everybody know what we're thinking. If you have a story, ask one of them, go on with them and tell your story. Don't just waste your time, but if you have a good political story, let them know. Have them bring it out for you. If you can't do it on your own, have them bring it out for you. I'll be sure glad to do it. That's government wise and religious wise, either way. And folks, religion and the politics go hand in hand. They both go together. They both go together. I've always said that without morals, we can't have a country. The government don't have morals. So we need those morals so the country will stay together. And morality comes from faith and belief, conscience, what have you. That's about bike riding, taking it easy. But folks, wake up, smell the coffee, help each other out, help us out, help your group out. Help everyone everywhere. It don't matter what party you belong to. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. No matter what party. You have common sense, I hope. We forgot about common sense. We don't use common sense anymore. Our government has no common sense whatsoever. None. Nil. Everything's, I want it. I want it now. We want to rule the world. We want to rule the businesses. We want everything. We want to change your DNA. changing everything. Don't matter what the cost is. We stand by idly, let them mark us and do it. Sad folks. I would have never thought in my life I'd see what I've seen. Never, ever. As a young lad, as a young adult, I would have never seen this coming. And believe it or not, I've sat back on my duff and I've watched a lot of it go by. Thought, oh, they can't let this happen. Oh, they're not doing anything. Sit idly by and watched. But that time's over. That time's over. This is my call. This is my duty. And this is what I'm going to do. So if you want to come on here and chat with me, you don't see me on, I will try to put a link on every time I come on. You can email and let me know, and I'll let you know when I'm going on to set up a time. I'm living with my granddaughters, so I can't have a certain time. I can have a roundabout time, but a lot of times I have to go out on my own because I don't have a particular space that I can broadcast. But I'm doing okay. I love it out here on the porch unless the weather comes up bad. And sometimes I'll do it at my desk. But the lighting there is terrible. And my ring light doesn't quite give me the light I need. Looks like I'm still in the dark. So this is perfect out here. I love it. Nice day. Not too hot, not cool. Just right. Just right. Most of us here in Florida set our ACs at 78. Comfortable. It's 80 degrees outside, so not too warm. It's about like it's inside. But here they got it turned down. It's cold inside. I had to come out here. My bones, it was below my, I think it was below my age. So yeah, I was getting cold. My bones are starting to hurt. But anyway, I've rambled enough for today, folks. Get in touch with me. Let me know what's going on. If you have a rally coming up, let me know. Here in Florida, I can't go a long way right now, but close by, I can make them. But until the next time, God bless America. God bless our troops. God bless you. I love you guys, each and every one of you. Believe me, I love each and every one of you. Hope to see you, meet you soon. I'll be out there looking for you. You look for me. Maybe we can become good friends. Okay, till next time. Adios.